Losd Punch Out TV, back with another CRIMEWATCH UK episode. Long awaited, I haven't done one for a month or two, because there's not really been that much happening in boxing. But this month we've got 3 planks on the board for you for the crimes in boxing. Now this is just a laugh, as I always say, don't take it to heart, it's just called banter, with a few home truths in there. So this month, should I say, for the crimes in boxing of July, we're going to move around the board a little bit different today than I normally do. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. So in at number 3, it's none other than the bully himself, Flat Stanley Dubois. Now, first time on the board for Flat Stanley is because I don't know if this is true, but I did see a video the other day saying that I'll tell you what I did see. I did see an interview with Don Charles last week, aka Con Charles, where he was talking about that Flat Stanley had said to him, keep on winning and we'll stay. If you lose, we're gone. Now, for me, this guy pokes his nose too much into Daniel's business and speaking too much for his son. For me, he seems like he wants to make it a bit too much about him. Now, I'm all for him looking out for his son, of course I am, and he's guided his son to where he is today, but that should be Daniel's choice of who he wants to get rid of, whether he wants to stay with Con Charles or move on to someone else. That's not for his dad. Now, Caroline Dubois we also know she doesn't have anything to do with the Dubois family, and it's all because of Flat Stanley. He's a bully. He's tried it with Caroline Dubois, and she's basically told him where to go. Plus, I'm not sure, but I think he doesn't have anything to do with her because of her sexuality. Because I do believe she's a lesbian. That's what I'm led to believe anyway. I could be wrong. But Flat Stanley's in at number 3 because, like I say, he pokes his nose in too much, won't let Daniel think for himself, threatening Con Charles to get rid of him. Now, I did see a video where this channel was saying apparently they've got rid of him now, they've thrown him under the bus. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I've not heard it myself, I've not read anything myself. But Con Charles was talking about Flat Stanley saying, if you lose, we're gone, or you're gone, we're moving on. Plus, all the BS about him having a gathering before the fight, and then when they turned up at the stadium, when the bouncers asked who these people were, he said, if you don't let them in, then my son's not fighting. So for that weapon behaviour, Flat Stanley's in at number 3. Right, who have we got next on the board? Oh, second time on the board this year. In at number 2, it's none other than the Turminator, Turki Al-Sheikh. Now, the Turminator is in at number 2 because he's pushed for Tyson Fury to come out of retirement, and he's pushing for a third fight between Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury, when I believe the fans don't want to see this because we don't want to see a trilogy when this guy's lost twice. Now, this guy retired, and you've pushed for him to come back, and then all of a sudden, because Alexander Usyk beat Daniel Dubois, you've now turned around and said that you're not interested in funding the fight between Joseph Parker and Alexander Usyk, even though Joseph Parker's been shoved to the back burner for so long, and now the WBO have ordered this fight. You spat your dummies out and said that you have no interest in this fight. And also, because you've been going in on Jerome Butseni saying he's ducking other fighters like Virgil Ortiz and stuff like that, and you only want to make the best fights or make the fights what the fans want to see, you giving Jerome Butseni's trouble for saying that he's ducking, yet you won't fund a fight what I believe, well, what the fans want to see, and because Joseph Parker deserves this shot, and you're trying to get a trilogy between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. So it seems to me that the Turminator has done great things for boxing, but he's also starting to become a little bit of a villain. He's meddling now, so he's basically telling us what fights, instead of listening to the fans, he's telling us now what fights we're going to see for what he wants to make. So, in at number 2, the Turminator's in for being a bit of a divvy this month and trying to push this trilogy fight between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk instead of pushing Tyson Fury to stop ducking Anthony Joshua and make that fight. So the Turminator's in at number 2. Last but not least, who have we got? Oh no, it's him again. Been on the board more times than God knows what. This clown, the biggest con man in the sport of boxing, this absolute bellwith, is back in at number 1 for going out, retiring, then coming back, like I said he would be, waiting in the wind, waiting for the winner of Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. Then all of a sudden, he's back, pushing for a third fight, crying his eyes out like a big baby, can't handle, doesn't like it because he's not the talk of the town, so he's trying to steal everyone's limelight before the Alexander Usyk fight and Daniel Dubois fight. Still crying that he lost, that he got ripped off in both of these fights, crying, saying he wants a third fight in the UK with UK judges because he got had off. Said he was never going to come back for boxing. Instead of fighting Anthony Joshua, which is the fight that all the Brits want to see, to find out who was the best British heavyweight of their era, he's ducking Anthony Joshua, trying to con all the fans that he got ripped off, he got had off in the fight between Usyk, when, for me, yeah, the first one was close, but he still lost by 3 or 4 rounds in my eyes. And the second fight, Usyk just schooled him in my eyes, was the dominant fighter and won it easier than what he did the first fight. But this big crybaby, the big panty sniffer, is back in at number 1 for being an absolute ball bag, big crybaby, deluded, absolutely deluded man, which comes from a deluded family, conning the fans and trying to get this trilogy fight when we all know that you lost fair and square and you're ducking Anthony Joshua, and now you won't even mention Joshua's name. So Tyson the Bellwith Fury is in at number 1 for being the biggest con man that's ever come out of boxing, and he's just an absolute twat. So Tyson Fury, fight Anthony Joshua or fucking skedaddle, get gone. And that pretty much wraps it up for this month's CRIMEWATCH UK. Or does it? No, you wouldn't think that I'd only do 3, did you? There's always one more. We've always got time for one more. But this is a special guest one, this. When I put them on the board, I normally put 4 on the board, but I'd done the 3. And then today it come to me that there's still room for one. So as a special guest, a special appearance, the special guest one this month is none other than Fragile Carl Frampton, the man who shit himself when Big John Fury put it to him. Now, Fragile Carl Frampton is the special guest this month. It's basically because of his poor scorecarding during fights. During the Fabio Wardley Justice Hooney fight, I think he said he scored Wardley 3 rounds. And everybody, pretty much what I've seen, didn't give Fabio Wardley a round. And then, when Alexander Usyk fights Dubois, he gave Daniel Dubois round 3. Which, again, everyone who I've spoken to and everyone who I've seen on social media, nobody even gave Daniel Dubois a round. So, Fragile Carl Frampton, the Rimmer, is on the board. Or should I say, he's the special guest for this month. Plus, it's for the amount of rimming what he's been doing about Moses and Tuma, trying to pull the wool over everyone's eyes by saying this guy is better than Mike Tyson, than a young Mike Tyson. He's got faster hands than Mike Tyson when Mike Tyson was in his prime, and better movement and faster body movement than Mike Tyson. So, Fragile Carl Frampton is this month's special guest for just outlandish scorecards and trying to con everyone. I'm not saying that Moses won't be a future world champion, but trying to make out that Moses and Tuma is faster, better, and moves better than a prime young Mike Tyson. So that completes this month's CRIMEWATCH UK. And as my brother from another mother always said, tell him, Nick, tell him. Peace out.
In the meantime, don't have nightmares. Do please sleep well. Good night.
Good night.